What up, man? It's the boy Product coming through with a big announcement from today's sponsor, Drive Sneaker Boutique. Drive Sneaker Boutique is a new online sneaker store. You trying to find those rare kicks? Head over to drivesneakers.com. They have fast shipping, no processing fees, and flexible payment options. That's drivesneakers.com. Enter the promo code DRIVE85 and get a 10% discount. Push forward in style, baby. We out.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product. You're now locked into the Life of Product Podcast. This is episode 44. Shouts out to everybody that rocked with your boy for episode 43. Listen, man. Listen, episode 43 was called Creativity, and I touched a lot on hip-hop, the state of hip-hop where it's at right now, because y'all know I fuck with hip-hop heavy. I'm a heavy hip-hop head. I don't care if it's New York hip-hop, West Coast hip-hop, South hip-hop. I even fuck with hip-hop from other countries. I love this shit, but I'm not happy where the fuck is at right now. And surprisingly, for the last episode, a lot of y'all agree with me because a lot of y'all been disagreeing with the kid, man, lately, and the shit's been wild. We've had to agree to disagree. I somewhat low-key debated with some of y'all to kind of push the narrative of the points that I've made. But for episode 43, all y'all was fucking with it, and I appreciate that. If we can get everybody on the same wave of, agreeing where hip-hop is at right now, and we demand better hip-hop, maybe we'll get better hip-hop. But that's a whole nother episode that's going to come up soon. Y'all fucking up, man. I love hip-hop. A lot of rappers is fucking up, man. Like, shouts out to y'all feeding your families. But, dog, it ain't there. It's not there. But that was a pass. That was episode 43. We're on episode 44 today. Episode 44, man, it's called This Message Goes Out. I want to kind of go in depth with some of these things I want to talk about today. This message goes out. This message goes out to the people who lost during this pandemic, this fucking pandemic. And I know I've been covering this pandemic a lot, or whatever, since I started the show. But yo, this is where we at right now. Like this is real fucking life. People have lost. This message goes out to those who have lost. People have lost jobs, homes. They have lost money. They've lost loved ones, man. People have lost their lives. It ain't easy. This shit is not easy. It's not. At a certain point during the pandemic, I wasn't really hanging out like that. I was scared as shit to hang out. I was like, oh shit, I could die from touching some shit. Let me stay in the house. I didn't want to go nowhere, man. I didn't want to go. I'm still masked up. I was masked up, gloved up. I wasn't even eating food out like that. I wasn't buying takeout. I wasn't ordering food. I wasn't going out to restaurants at a certain point. I wasn't doing none of that shit. Everything I was eating was me cooking in my crib. Yes, because I was that afraid. This is where we was at with it. So, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Oh man, people have lost their jobs. People were on unemployment. People are still on unemployment. Damn dog, and I hate touching this so much, but people lost their jobs and it forced them to unlock new skills in life. Many people had to take on jobs that didn't even pay what they were making. It was paying way less. Like people had to go back to school. So imagine you in your mid 40s or 50s and you just lost your job. Now you have to go back to school to get your a GED. Say if you had a job and you was lucky, or you started a business and you had X amount of money come in, you didn't get your high school diploma. Now you got to go back and get your GED. Imagine you had your GED or your high school diploma. Now you got to go back and get a college degree. You're applying for financial aid. You're doing all this shit because you lost your job, which was afloat in you and your family, your whole lifestyle, your livelihood. That's discouraging. That is discouraging for a person in their late 30s, late 40s, late 50s to have to go back to school, and it fucks with your pride. It had to fuck with their pride. It had to make them feel like, damn, I'm not good enough. Damn, this ain't the same math they was doing when I was in high school. Damn, I gotta add letters and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm laughing, I'm giggling about it, but I'm doing that not in humor of them, but I'm laughing because of the level of fuckery where we are at right now. So imagine you had to take on a job that's paying less. Imagine if you was doing great. You was making 80, 90, 100K a year. Now you fucking making $12 an hour. That had to be discouraging for some people, especially depending on where you live at. Oh my God. Why you think the fucking PPP scamming loans and shit was so big? People had to survive. I'm pretty sure there was people that was doing it because they was money hungry. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm willing to bet money that people were doing it to just survive. Survival was real, yo. In 2021, survival was fucking real. It's essential. We were essential workers. Survival was essential. Like, come on, man. Like, imagine you was living good. You was getting money. One day a fucking virus comes along. You can't smell it. You can't touch it. And it's killing people. It's killing the fucking economy, dog. It's killing the economy. And this message goes out to those who were behind in rent and mortgage. A lot of people were behind in rent and mortgage. There were, I believe, rent programs and things like that, mortgage programs. A lot of people was going to court back and forth with their fucking landlords, and it got ugly, man. I was watching the news. I've known people that were behind on their mortgages, and yo, the money that they was owing. Oh my god, like dog, that shit was a house down payment. It was a house down payment, but it's sad, and this is where we was at. Like, put it like this, right? If you're a person, you were behind in your rent, you were behind in all this whatever XYZ. Your landlord comes to you, yo, you owe me 10 racks. I can't give you what I don't have. This person can't give you what they don't have. Like, and this is real. And I'm gonna get into the whole landlord part of shit. To advocate for the tenants. You as far as the landlord goes, you knew the risk you was taking when you let them sign that lease. When you hit them with that lease paperwork, you knew the risk of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, as a landlord, being a landlord is a business. Businesses tend to go bad. We can't count our eggs before they hatch. It's just one of those things, man. So imagine you in court right now and you're fighting whatever. And during the height of this, the court systems was kind of favoring the tenants. To my knowledge, from speaking to people now where we're at in 2021, with everything being open now and things somewhat almost getting back to normal, then the courts are not that friendly anymore. They don't want to hear that shit no more. What are you going to do now? You behind 6, 7, 8 months in rent. What are you going to do now? And just to be an asshole, a lot of y'all motherfuckers did have the money. Some of y'all had the money, but y'all was running around chilling and doing whatever. There's people that was getting unemployment plus 600 a week. There was people bringing home over $1,000 a week collectively in unemployment, with the unemployment and that $600, yo. Fuck was you doing with that shit? If you was, say, I got a homie and he told me one of his mans was bringing home $1,300 a week. The 600 plus whatever the rest was from the regular unemployment. This dude was bringing home, you know what I'm saying? Bringing home $1,300 a week just to stay at home. Now imagine if a person like that fell behind in their rent. How the fuck you do that? That's bad money management. And that's another thing too. The funny shit about this whole pandemic, man. A lot of airlines, they was dropping ticket prices like a motherfucker, boy. Boy, what? Everybody was going to Miami. They was going to two places everybody was going, Miami and Puerto Rico. And I'm not mad at them. I ain't mad at them. Fuck it, yo, go get lit. Go get lit. But damn, don't be on South Beach at Wet Willie's and you behind in your rent. Don't do that. That's a bad. That's fucking bad. But listen, man, shit that we do as people. But on the flip side too, what about the landlord? You know what? I during this whole pandemic, I've seen people take the sides of the tenant so much. But what about the landlord? That say if the landlord owns a house and the tenant or tenants are renting apartments or renting that house or whatever, that landlord has bills too. That landlord got a mortgage he got to pay on that fucking house. That might be his rental property. So I try to look at things from both sides. What about the mortgage he owes and the bank's telling him they're going to foreclose his shit because he can't pay it? Now, say if he has a home he's living in, whatever money he got, he's paying the mortgage on his actual home he lives in, and now the bank want the mortgage money for his rental property. Guess what? You ain't paying your rent. You really ain't gonna have nowhere to live. You ain't got to worry about the landlord putting out. You got to point you out. You got to worry about the bank putting you out. And that's another thing nobody talk about. I haven't seen now one person take the side of the landlord during the whole pandemic rent dispute shit. I never saw nobody say, damn, what about the landlord? That's fucked up. Everybody was like, well, fuck them landlords. They charging too much money. Yes, they are charging too much money. But I've spoken to landlords, and some of them have to charge what they're charging now. Rent in New York City is fucking went through the roof. Even in Jersey, I remember Jersey was cheap at one point. You could have got a 2-bedroom for $800. They didn't want the $1,000. I knew people that had a 4-bedroom for $1,300. I had a 4-bedroom for $1,700. Not no fucking more. Not no more. I got homies in New York all over New York, from Brooklyn to the Bronx, that do they do real estate, and they flip apartments. And these apartments are 2,800 to 3,200 a fucking month for a 3-bedroom. Dog, hell no. Can't do it, man. I can do it, but I refuse to do it. I'm not doing it. Hell nah, man. Nah, brother. It's crazy. But like I said, I haven't seen not one person take up for the landlords. And it's fucked up because I have friends that are landlords, and they went through it during this pandemic. They really got shafted. It's the boy Product, Life of Product Podcast. We got a message from Inc., our sponsor and a distributor. We will be right back with the second half of the show. What up, man? It's the boy Product. We are now back with the Life of Product Podcast, second half of the show. Shouts out to Anchor, man. I love y'all. Thank you for the distribution. Thank you for the sponsorship, man. I am on cloud nine right now. The numbers are picking up. The streaming numbers are doing good. The show is picking up in different cities. The show has hit a couple other countries. I'm on cloud nine right now, man. I'm gonna just try to keep on hitting these home runs before the fucking scare news and the lies come in, because the only way to go is down once you go up. So I'm going to try to keep going up. I'm going to try to flow for a while as much as I can. You know what I mean? Get this thing popping, bang, bang. But yeah, second half of the show, Life of Product Podcast. This is episode 44. Episode 44 is called This Message Goes Out. And, the first part of the show, I talked a lot about the pandemic. There's a lot of people that just need to hear some shit right now. They need words of encouragement. There are people right now that need to be told they're wrong. There's a lot of people out here in life that's doing a lot of bullshit, and they never get held accountable for it. And to me, I think that's crazy, because the way I was raised, you do some shit, you get called out on it. You do some shit, you get held accountable. The way I was raised up, anything you do, especially when it comes to negativity, you had to get held accountable for that shit. Why the fuck in 2021 are there so many people that are allowed to get away with fuckery? Why the fuck in 2021 are there so many people that think they can get away with fuckery? The shit comes with no type of consequences. I don't understand that. And this I want to put a bug in everybody's ear right now. Today's episode is called This Message Goes Out. This message goes out to the women who won't let fathers have contact with their kids. And this is something we need to talk about. I've had multiple talks with friends of mine that have gone through this type of shit. We're all fathers, and that's one of the worst things a woman can do to us. One of the worst things a man can do is walk out on the woman and leave the kid. And there's levels to this shit. Just because y'all not together doesn't mean that he can't see his kid. Just because he left you doesn't mean that he left the kid. Regardless of whatever the situation was when y'all ended shit, y'all broke up, divorced, or whatever, it's not right. So this message goes out to the women who will not let the fathers have contact with their kids. A lot of y'all are doing this. I'm when it comes to women, I have written for y'all very hard. I've stressed that protecting black women. I've stressed that shit. Black lives matter. Women lives matter. I've really put that out there to let y'all know I got y'all backs. But I feel like y'all need to be told y'all wrong. And I'm not just targeting black women when it comes to not letting the father see their kids. I'm targeting all women. And this is some shit that y'all need to hear. This can go so many ways. Fathers need to be in their kids' life. Kids need their fathers. Kids need their biological fathers. So before I get into this shit, deeper into this shit, a lot of women will sit here, and I've had conversations with their women. They say, oh, they got a father. They got such and such. No, that's your man. That is not his father. If this kid's father is in his life actively and or trying to be in his life, I'm sorry. That biological father, that's the father. Your new man, that's just your man. That's the dude you fuck with. That might be your new husband. That might be your boyfriend. That kid's father is the father. So I think it's wrong when women bring a new dude along and they try to push that shit off. And I said this shit could go so many ways. So imagine the fathers. Now you got fathers that ran. This part that I'm talking about, this also goes for fathers who have ran out on the kids' lives. So imagine the father's not there, whether the mother pushed the kid out. Whether the mother pushed the father out or the father actively just walked the fuck away because he didn't want to be there because he was a bum. Imagine the father ain't there. Now you got, say if they got a daughter, you got a girl who's grown up without a father. That's bad. That's bad because a lot of girls I've personally known a lot of females who grew up without their father, and any ounce of love or anything that looked like love, they was chasing that shit. They was craving that shit. A lot of these dudes see that shit. It's like a shark smelling blood. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a shark smelling blood. You've had a lot of fathers not being in the daughters' lives, whether the situation was the mother pushing them out or the father not being there, they was running the street. They started smutting. They started fucking anything walking. They started having sex early. You understand what I'm saying? There might have been situations where the girl wasn't doing none of that. She just needed that fatherly love and protection, and she was not getting it. What about the sons? Look how many sons became criminals because the father wasn't there. A lot of boys grew up to become criminals as grown men, and they started as kids. A lot of these, especially nowadays, especially now in 2021, a lot of these young boys, they really need to be told, shut the fuck up. They need to be, because they be talking tough, and you ain't seen tough yet. You ain't seen tough yet. Let me tell you something to the young boys listening, right? Getting your ass whooped in school, say you're 14, 15, getting your ass whooped in school versus getting your ass whooped by a grown man is two totally different fucking things. The grown man aspect is going to frighten the shit out of you. A lot of y'all young boys need to be told, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. That's what y'all need to be told. And there are a lot of single mothers that are going the extra distance and putting their best foot forward. They're giving 110% to try to raise these boys, and the boys are not fucking listening. They're not listening. They don't want to hear that. The average boy, once he gets 14, 15, 16, and he's running the street, he's cutting school, he's getting bad grades, he don't want to hear his mother tell him stop that shit. He don't want to hear threats from his mother. He's going to laugh it off. The average boy, 14, 15, 16, is bigger than his mother. He's taller. He's more muscular. He weighs more. He's not going to listen. He needs a father there. He needs a father there. So, or say if the mother pushed the father out of the boy's life or whatever, and she has a new man, that kid is on average not going to fucking listen to that new man. I told you this can go so many ways. What about the fathers who weren't in their lives because the mother pushed them away and the mothers told lies and had everybody thinking the father didn't want to be there, but she went above and beyond to fucking block the father out. Now this kid is growing up with animosity and hate towards this man who is his biological father, and he had no idea. I've known people who have grown up in that situation, hated the father their whole life to their 20s and 30s, and when they really sat down with the father and that father told them, nah, that's bullshit. Your mother was the one doing all of the fuckery. They didn't know how to feel. They was conflicted. They were conflicted because they hated this man with everything in them, their whole life. Then as they become adults, the woman that raised them, who they would jump off of a cliff for, they feel like they can't trust them no more. So to the women listening, do you want that future for yourself? Do you want that future for yourself? Do you want your son or daughter to grow up, whether they knew you was keeping the father out their life or not? Say if they didn't know, do you want them to grow up and look at you like, yo, you a piece of shit? I know women that have lied for years like the father didn't do anything, didn't pay for nothing, and the father was paying like $1,000 a month in fucking child support. And the kids didn't find out till they grew up. Do you want to fucking be like that? Like, you know what? And I'm gonna say something, man. And a lot of females gonna get mad at me for saying this. No, listen. Some females might get mad at me for saying this, but the real women listening are gonna agree 100%. Ain't no real woman about to listen to this segment of the show and disagree. Any real woman listening to the show is gonna agree 100%. And I stand 110% about, aside from what I'm about to say, any woman, and this message goes out to you, any woman that's deliberately giving the father problems and being in that kid's life and keeping the father out that kid's life, there is a special place in hell for you. And I never wish people to go to hell, but y'all motherfuckers got issues. Y'all got issues. I'm not going to call y'all the B word because I'm not doing that shit. But y'all motherfuckers got issues. If you're keeping your kid out of his father's life, you're going above and beyond. I've known women that jump states. I've known women that blocked the fathers. I've known women that knew that the state they lived in, because every state has different laws, different family laws. There are some states where they will not give you the paperwork to fill out and to hit the mother with it for visitation and anything, like whether it's visitation or custody. You cannot even apply for joint custody in certain states. And these women know that. So to the women doing that, there is a special place in hell for you. You need to get your life together. Let that animosity shit go. To the men in these women lives that are condoning it or forcing the women to do that, I hope you motherfuckers feel it. There is a special place in hell for y'all too, because as a grown man, no man should condone any woman keeping another man from his child, and no man should put his foot forward and say, I don't want the father in his life. Drop the jealousy shit. You did not conceive that child with that woman. You did it. Now that child is going to grow up hating you too. He's going to hate you, and he or she is going to grow up hating you too, and he should. He should fucking hate you. He should hate you because at the end of the day, you kept him from forming a bond with his father. His father might have been a way better man than you. Now, I understand if the father has issues, if the father's abusive, if the father is on drugs, if the father is a criminal, he can't leave the streets alone. That's different. That is different. And aside from the abuse, I don't feel like no abusive father should be in his kid's life. If the father's not abusing those kids, but the father's on drugs or whatever here and there, and or if the father is getting in trouble in the streets, he should still have a relationship with those kids because those are his kids. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if the father, he been a dope boy off and on his whole life. It don't matter if the father occasionally getting some shit or whatever, he get himself in trouble, those are still his kids because his kids are not going to always look at him like that. These kids up to a certain age are going to look at that man like he's a fucking superhero. And y'all are stopping that shit. Yeah, it's the boy Product, Life of Product Podcast. We got to take one more break. We are going to come back with the third part of episode 44. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product. We are now back with the Life of Product Podcast. Episode 44, man. Episode 44 is titled, This Message Goes Out. And, I touched on a few things, man. I touched on, parental drama. I touched on the pandemic. But for the third part of the show, I'm going to keep it quick, but I want to talk to y'all about, for the people out there right now that are independent, that are pushing for something bigger than a 9 to 5, I want y'all to keep going. Keep going because there is something bigger than your paycheck that you are getting weekly, that you are getting bi-weekly. There is something bigger than your 401k. There is something bigger than your pension. And you know what that shit is? It is freedom. It is freedom from companies docking you for clocking in late. There is freedom from companies fucking you over and demoting you, taking your money away, dropping your pay, dropping your health benefits, all of that shit. This pandemic shows that a lot of these companies really don't give a fuck about us. It proved that. We kind of knew that already, but I think a lot of us were in denial because we were making so much money. A lot of people were making so much money pre-pandemic. It was like some people just became so nonchalant to the fuckery and they became conformed. They were going to work every day, clocking in, getting screwed over, technical issues with punch clocks. They were going to work every day, dealing with lies from management, dealing with unfair treatment from management. People were going to work every day dealing with sexual harassment. Keep on pushing. If you are independent, you are building an online store. If you're a rapper, producer, a podcaster, if you are doing all these things that you know you can do, but you didn't know how to do it, learn how to fucking do it. Get up off your ass, start watching YouTube videos, start watching how-to videos. I watch about 3 to 4 how-to videos every fucking week. And I do that because I want to stay on point. I like learning new shit. And I like to read, but I don't like sitting and reading. So I'll listen to audiobooks or I will watch a how-to video. So technically, I kind of read how to fucking do it. I have a way outlook on things. I'm a little different from people. But progress. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to give y'all a quick life hack that a lot of y'all haven't even figured out yet. This is a quick life hack that some of y'all have not figured out. And I don't know why y'all ain't figuring it out. Why the fuck haven't y'all figured this shit out, right? So, listen, take a person that just started a computer company, right? Say if this man started a computer company, say if this man does not know how to code, he does not know how to install a motherboard, he doesn't know how to install a fucking sound card. He don't even know what DOS is. He doesn't even know how to defrag his fucking computer. You know why he's a billionaire or a millionaire or a trillionaire? Do you know why he's fucking winning? Because he was smart enough to pay people that knew how to fucking do it. That's your life hack. Product just told you and dropped some gems and told you that if you are pushing and pursuing for something, the things that you don't know how to do, you need to pay somebody. Stop being cheap and trying to cut all these fucking corners. Being cheap is going to hurt you. Cutting corners cuts your business straight like that. Yes, and it took many of us, including myself, many trials and errors to learn this shit. If you were not good enough to do that, it's not your niche. It ain't. Don't. But you know what? A lot of y'all feel bad. I've met people that were business owners that felt bad because certain things of their business they couldn't do. They were not good at it. They weren't. Now, okay, if you own a barbershop or some shit and you have barbers quit or you have to fire them, you should know how to cut hair. Keep the money coming in because it's a barbershop. You should know how to cut hair. to do that. If you all own a hair salon, you should know how to do hair. You should be licensed to do fucking hair and cut hair to keep your business afloat. Shit like that, that's one thing. But when it comes to a lot of things in business, if you don't know how to do it, pay somebody to do it. That is a life hack that the people that are flourishing financially from their businesses have fucking learned. And I stand by that. I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day, man. And listen, man, I will gladly put up hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars to get some shit done, whether it be multiple things or one thing. As long as it's getting done and it's getting done right and it's going to bring me the residuals I want, I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. I've done promotion on my own where it didn't hit. I've paid for promotion and it hit. I mean, the numbers jumped to the thousands. So at a certain point, man, you have to stop being cheap. You are independent. Let me tell you something. You are independent. You have to pay for everything your fucking self. You have to do a lot of this shit yourself, mostly everything. And the things that you are not doing right or doing good, you better find somebody. You better get on fucking Fiverr. Some of y'all don't even know what Fiverr is. You better get on Fiverr, find one of these people that's offering $20, $30 services for some shit. Look, yo, man, shouts out to Fiverr. Right? I've seen people on Fiverr offer like hundreds of dollars services. Like shit had to be about $700, $800 worth of services, and he was doing it for like $50. Fuck it, man. Yo, listen, do it. Pay that shit. You're gonna go out Saturday night and eat that shit anyway. I know people that have their own businesses and it's stagnant. It's in one fucking spot because they'll rather go to bars every fucking weekend, drink $300, eat $300, go to the strip club, throw about $300. You win a hole over that weekend and you got 2-3 things that you need for your business that might cost you $125 total, and you're not doing that because you rather go get lit. Nah, it ain't about that. Listen, man, like real business owners, people that are really, really pursuing their shit, they spend years sitting at home on Saturday nights. They spend years in their bedroom on their laptop, whether it's coding, setting up email blasts to go out Monday, editing videos, editing footage, editing audio. This is what they do because they know there's a bigger picture. And motherfuckers who businesses is up there, the one thing that they all say that they all have in common is the smartest thing that they did was learn how to save money. I'm not talking about cutting corners. Saving money and cutting corners is a different thing. Cutting corners kind of runs neck and neck with being cheap. It's parallel to that. Saving money means staying your ass in the house sometimes, saving that $200-$300 you was gonna spend this weekend to hang out with your friends, and put it into your business. Listen, man. There's been times I wanted to go out. There's literally been times I wanted to go out. I've gotten dressed. I put everything on. I'm by the door. I go sit back down and say, damn, I already know I estimated I was going to spend about $150 that night. Took my clothes off, pulled my phone out. That $150 I had it to spend. I took that $150 and I bought $150 in crypto. I've done this shit quite a few times. You know what I'm saying? And I made way more money than $150 off of it. So I'm not saying don't go out. I feel like we all need a reset sometimes. We all need to unwind. We all need to clear our heads. Go out. I'm not telling you not to go out. I'm not telling you to not have a me time or a me day, a me night fun with your friends. I'm not telling you that shit. What I am telling you that is there's a bigger picture than getting drunk tonight. There's a bigger picture than getting high tonight. There is. Motherfuckers that go buy a quarter bag and a bottle, big bottle, you $70, $80 in, you $100 in just to smoke and drink in the crib. But that $70 to $100 could have got you the equipment that you needed for the next project that you're working on. I know I know a lot of dudes that are independent rappers. I know a lot of them that don't mix their own shit. I'm not great with mixing my own shit. So I have friends that do it. Sometimes I pay them. Sometimes I do a barter system. I'll do something for them. They'll do something for me. So to the independent rappers out there, instead of going and buying a bottle of Henny tonight, instead of going to buy a bag a week, couple ounces a week, why don't you track your music out and send it to a fucking engineer and get it mixed and mastered? Yo, people, I know dudes that are mixing and mastering songs right now for $40. You could take a mixed song right now and master it for $10 fucking dollars on Lander. Shouts out to Lander. Somebody told me Nas was an investor in Lander, not to put dual business out. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that's fucking genius. It's fucking genius, yo. Because you could pay $10 and literally there's 3 mastering options they'll give you. After you have a mixed song, you take the WAV file, or you could pay fucking yearly and master as many songs as you want. So if you're an independent artist out there right now and you don't mix your own shit, but you record your own shit, a lot of people recording their own shit, track it out, send it off to get mixed and mastered. I know dudes that mix and master for 40, 45 fucking dollars. You'll get the master back like the next day. Isn't that worth more than you just sitting home rolling up and watching Netflix tonight? I think that shit is better than that. But you know, everybody's not like that. So this message goes out to the independent people out there. Keep on pushing. Don't get discouraged. Listen to that life hack I just gave you because it's the simplest shit in the world. I wish years ago. Well, I was kind of on that wave at a certain point, but before that, I was going the other route. Stop cutting fucking corners. Save. Cutting corners and saving is two different things. I just told y'all that. But ultimately, this is not me criticizing y'all. I want to see y'all win. I want to see us all win. You know, as far as the second half of the show, I stand by everything I said. I didn't mean that in a bad way, but it had to be said. It had to be said. At the end of the day, I still love y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all families, man. This was episode 44 of the Life of Product Podcast. I'm out, baby. Gia.
You are now listening to the Life of Product Podcast.